God bless you today. My name is Superintendent Anthony Williams from Los Angeles, California, and I serve as the first appointed Vice Chairman of the General Council of the Pastors and Elders of the Church of God in Christ. And I want to share some very pertinent and important special information with you today about our upcoming 2022 special election for the office of Vice Chairman of the General Council of the Pastors and Elders. Now, the roles and responsibilities of the Vice Chairman of the GCPE is a monumental task, to say the least, especially in the life of the pastors and elders of our great church. Now, the office of the Vice Chairman is simply this: to assist and help facilitate our Chairman's visions, our Chairman's goals, and his directives. And he will also serve as Chairman in the absence of the Chairman. Now, the Vice Chairman's responsibilities are simply these. Number one, provide support and guidance to the Chairman. Number two, delegate and perform other specific duties that may be assigned by the Chairman. And of course, number three, should the office of the Chairman become vacant before the expiration of his term, due to episcopal elevation, due to resignation, due to removal of office, due to incapacitation, or even death, the elected Vice Chairman shall ascend to the office of Chairman to carry out the expired term of the departed elected Chairman. And because of this great responsibility, the Vice Chairman should be a person of, number one, mature judgment; number two, proven ability; number three, integrity; and number four, of course, have a knowledge of basic constitutional matters of the GCPE. Now, there are three primary goals and objectives of the General Council of Pastors and Elders, and the three objectives and goals are these. Number one, judicial process; number two, individual success; and number three, Kojic oneness. Again, the three primary goals and objectives of the GCPE are judicial process, individual success, and Kojic oneness, which are all outlined in our official handbook of the General Council of the Pastors and Elders. And I advise every applicant applying for any position in the General Council, Pastors and Elders, get this official handbook. It will give you our governances, our rules, our regulations. All our policy procedures are covered in our manual. Now let's switch roles for a minute and let's talk about our objectives and goals. Number one, judicial process. Well, what does that mean, Superintendent Williams? Well, it means we should uphold our constitutional origin of the council. Number two, the mission of the council. And number three, the operations of the council, which simply are these. Number one, always seek mediation over litigation. Number two, always seek due and fair process. And number three, seek peaceful resolutions in all matters. Step number two, individual success, which means try to link every available resource to the pastors and elders of our great church for the achievement of their personal and individual ministry goals, for their family enrichment, for their community impact, and for economic development. And tier number three, of course, Kojic oneness, which means initiate and create a win-win relationship between the GCPE and every entity in the Church of God in Christ. And our One Church initiative primarily focuses on mediation, adjudication, cooperation, communication, education, dissemination, facilitation, and of course, unification. So our tiered approach is simply this. Number one, educate on judicial process. Number two, activate pastors and elders under the age of 50. And number three, assimilate, which means bring unity between jurisdictional and pastoral leadership. Now let's shift and talk about our upcoming election for a moment, shall we? Our election will be facilitated by our chairman and election commissioner, Superintendent John Perez of New York City, and of course, the General Council of Pastors and Elders Election Commission. Now there's a three-step process that governs our election that's coming up. And the three-step process is this. Step number one, there's the applications and nominations process. Step number two, background checks and screenings. And step number three, the actual voting of candidates. Again, there is a three-step process that governs our election. Step number 1, applications and nominations. Step number 2, background check and screenings. And step number 3, the actual voting of candidates. Now, the process is as follows. The applications and nominations process will be open Tuesday, April the 5th, 2022, during our annual spring meeting in Memphis, Tennessee. Again, the applications and nominations process will be open Tuesday, April 5th, 2022, during our annual spring meeting in Memphis, Tennessee. Now, during our meeting, a special announcement will be made during our April spring session, and the application process will be officially open. And you may access the application by emailing us at gcpeinfo@kojic.org. Again, there'll be a special announcement made during our April call session, officially opening the application process. And at that time, you may email us at gcpeinfo@kojic.org. Now, there will be a small nominal fee for submitting your application and background check. And please note, the background check will be done by DataFax in accordance with our great church. Then, after the process is completed, all applicants will be contacted by Election Commissioner John Perez, who will set up and schedule the virtual screening interviews. Now, the screening will be based on 4 criteria. Number 1, each applicant should have a knowledge of the national church. Number 2, each applicant should have a knowledge of the elected position they're seeking. Number 3, each applicant should have an ability to perform those duties he's seeking. And number 4, there will be a criminal and financial background check. Again, the screening process is based on 4 criteria. Number 1, a knowledge of the national church. Number 2, a knowledge of the elected position they're seeking. Number 3, ability to perform the duties. And number 4, criminal and financial background checks. Now, the application process will close May the 15th, 2022. Again, the applications process will close May 15th, 2022. And all applicants that pass the applications and nominations process, that pass the background check and screenings, will be forwarded and advanced to the position of candidate. And then all candidates may begin their official campaigning May the 30th, 2022. Again, all applicants that pass the applications, nominations, background check, and screenings will be forwarded to the position of candidate. And then all candidates may begin their official campaigning May the 30th, 2022. Please know, any campaigning done before the assigned date may result in that candidate's disqualification from the process. Now, there will be a candidates forum scheduled, and the candidates forum will consist of each candidate sharing their heart, their vision, their goals, and qualifications. There'll also be a short question and answer portion during the forum. And finally, the election will be held Saturday, November 12th, 2022 at 5 p.m. during our Holy Convocation in Memphis, Tennessee. Again, the election process will be culminated Saturday, November 12th, 2022 at 5 p.m. during our Holy Convocation in Memphis, Tennessee. I hope this tutorial has been helpful. Good luck to all the applicants. Thank you for your attention, and may the Lord bless you. And may the Lord bless the Church of God in Christ.